Good morning, guys. Okay, so we're just sitting up prepping this morning, getting ourselves all sorted. Um, I'm discovering that, like both on YouTube and social media, I can't go live. Now, I think this is funny. I have never been blocked, banned, anything along those lines, other than just basically, if anyone's followed my social media on the Trans-Pacific Partnership page, my Postman Investigate, originally probably 2015, 135,000 people a week could reach that page. Now, nothing. Basically, I'm lucky if I get 10 people on that particular page. In fact, I retired it long ago because there was no point even keeping it. So here I am, there's other people out there, certain groups that, and I'm not bagging them, I'm making an observation that it's really strange that I can't actually get live footage. I'm not a criminal, I don't advocate for violence, I've worked as a journalist for 30 years. What possibly reason when people that access this every single day, oddly enough, I don't seem to be able to get that same service which is provided for people all around the world. Anyway, that's my little rant on that mode. But this morning, okay, so where we're actually, I said I would have liked to have done your live feed. What I would have pointed actually out to you this today is that so far what we're breaking down is that the story about the human waste being thrown at the people turns out that it was a water bottle. You can actually see that on the footage last night on TVNZ. You can see what they're talking about. Literally, you can see it's a bottle. What's in it? I don't know. I mean, it's still pretty. If it is pee, it's still pretty rank, but it's not like poo being fun, which is kind of the impression they tried to give you. Now, this morning, about probably 40 minutes ago, again, white car drives into police, which will be on the 6 o'clock news tonight, no doubt, for sure. Actually, the car didn't drive into the police, it stopped just short of the police. They appear to have arrested an individual. There is also, the couple of factors to point out was that we don't actually know who owns that car, and there is some stipulation that it was actually being picked up belonged to somebody else, and it was being picked up by an undercover. That's only speculation. The person was then taken away in cuffs, but we literally don't know. So the assumption that it is a protest is that, again, it's a lot of these claims are getting made on MSM, and they're not following their own laws of journalism and their standards in terms of, if you make a claim, especially if it's of a defamatory nature, you've got to be able to support it with some footage, either eyewitnesses, or some video footage, or some form of documentation. This is genuinely not happening. We'll see this specific press media, which it's made quite clear that what's actually happened is that the speakers turn around deciding who gets accreditation, who doesn't. So we've got a political party in Parliament telling the journalists that if they're seen talking to the journalists, then they're going to get naughty, which means they'll get their press privileges revoked. I mean, WTF, okay? Then we turn around and see that the same guys turn up. Like I saw this morning, like the coverage I gave you yesterday from 5:30 a.m. What we saw was before what happened occurred, how it occurred, the revolt, that there was a level of provocation by the police. Turned out later on emerged that there was a communication error. None of these issues actually got printed on the MSM. Same situation when we're talking about the issue about the water wastage in the Wellington water. Again, where is the documentation to show that actually did come from the protesters? Not saying this hasn't actually happened, but I am saying, I'm just asking you guys that when you're looking at this information, and that's true of either side, ask yourself, what is the authentication, what is the alternative material sources that backed it up, and what is the documentation that actually backs it up. So look, that's my report this morning. I'm going to get on with downloading all the stuff and getting ourselves ready we're going to start to go and do a little bit of a probe this afternoon, and then we'll take it from there. Okay guys, nice to see you, and we'll see if we can get that live sort of footage actually sorted out. But at the moment, it seems like Facebook and YouTube have collectively decided that I am the botting, so it is what it is, we're just, at the end of the day, I don't even mind that to a degree, because I've never really felt the need to be an Action Live hero. I'm equally happy to turn around and actually, give you guys basically breakdown, analysis of stuff afterwards, once I've had a chance to collect all the information. I think that's quite important too. But it would be nice to have it at certain times when events are actually happening. But This is the whole point about the Christchurch shooting. The situation was the shooter carried out the attack for reasons where no one can ever explain. That the intelligence services failed to know what this guy was doing in the country. There were numerous red lights about this individual. When the attack actually carried out, it failed a number of safe trades. No one's ever provided us a technical explanation because we've never had an open inquiry into explanation about why those technical cut-ins to prevent violence being shown occurred. We then turn around and we have the Christchurch call, which is promoted by Jacinda Ardern and all this international press saying what a wonderful person she is and and she's excelling her skill in public relations. And this has also been pumped by the Helen Clark. And these are by organisations such as the Helen Clark Foundation, which are funded by the founder of eBay, who could be, the number of articles out there showing that how this guy funds far left and far right as it suits his strategic interests. It's funded by the United Arab Emirates, and it's funded by Qatar, both countries which have engaged in financing terrorism themselves, both countries that have an abhorrent nature in terms of democracy, in terms of the patriarchy. So though the funding of these tools aren't about stopping hate call, they're actually about basically stopping citizen journalists from actually capturing governments carrying out despotic acts in the actual, live. That's really what this is actually about. This is about controlling the platform so that the status quo can carry on as it is. So anyway, that's my little rant for this morning, and I will give you more data down the road.